Tell me if you can relate to this. You're out with friends and you just ordered a side of fries for yourself. You asked everyone else at the table if they want to split the fries with you and you got a resounding no. Then when the fries actually arrive, everyone is just eyeing them down and you're kind of forced into asking them, do you want some? And then they have the audacity to say, sure, I'll try some. Like, bruh, we talked about this earlier. You said no. But now imagine if you could force them to make a different choice. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. Hope you're having a great day, and if it's going a little rough, I think this video will make your day a little bit better. Today I'll be showing you how to make a spectator mentally select any card of your choosing. And I'm not talking about the typical pick any card type of force. No, this is a mental game. So before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe now. Let's do it. Alright guys, check this out. For this trick, we'll need a deck of playing cards that is no longer in the box. So I'll toss the box over to the side. And I have 5 cards selected at random, okay? I have the King of Hearts, I have the 7 of Clubs, the Ace of Diamonds, the 4 of Hearts, and the 9 of Diamonds, okay? And I can just toss the rest of the deck over to the side. Now, I want you to just mentally select one. And you have a completely free choice on what you want to select, and it shouldn't feel like I'm trying to influence you in any way. So for example, here I have an ace right in the center, right? And it's right in the center, it's an ace, everyone usually gets attracted to that, but I don't want you to feel in any way that you have to pick the ace. It may or may not influence you. Another example, you may think I put one black card right here, the 7 of Clubs, the only black card among the 4 other red cards, but I don't want that to influence your choice either. So it may not, but at any rate, just look over all of these playing cards, take as long as you like, but whatever card you decide upon will ultimately be the same card that I read from your mind. And just to ensure that I'm doing this correctly, I'm going to put the pile in your hand. You're going to name your card and you'll see it's right there, okay? So I want you to go ahead, just make a free mental choice. Once you have selected your card, all right, I'm just going to take all these, mix them up just like this, mix it up like that, like this. All right, here we go. Now, if a spectator was here, I'd have them put their hand out like this. And of course, since they're not here, I'm going to put my own hand out. You can see right there. And I put the packet right in the spectator's hand. Now, I'm going to give the spectator the option to change what card they selected. And of course, most of the time people don't change, so we're going to keep the card that the spectator selected. Now, for the first time, I want the spectator to name their card. What was it? The 4 of Hearts. Well, check this out. Right on top of the pile, I placed one card only for you to flip over, and it is the 4 of Hearts. All right, here we go. Before we break it down, I want to give you a little bit of background on this effect. It's known as the 5-card mental force by Di Vernon, and it's so incredible. Every time you perform this trick, it almost feels like magic. You don't expect the spectator to react the way they do, and then when it works out almost perfectly every single time, it blows them away, one, but it also blows you away. So that being said, let's go ahead and break it down. So to start off, of course, you don't need the entire deck of playing cards, but I want to make the beginning seem as random as possible. But I like to start off with this setup. I have the 5 cards that I showed earlier. On top, I have the King of Hearts, followed by 7 of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, 4 of Hearts, and 9 of Diamonds. So I have these placed on top of the deck, and I want to make it seem a little random, so I kind of just give the cards a false cut, okay? And completely up to you on what you want to do on that end. So now this trick is 100% performance based. If you cannot do performances and you really rely completely on technical skill, this will not work. So I'm going to kind of walk you through the pattern of how to do this performance, and then also talk a little bit about logically why it works. So to start off, I have 5 cards put down. The King of Hearts, 7 of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, 4 of Hearts, and the 9 of Diamonds. And as I'm putting these out, I say here I'm going to pick out 5 cards at random, and then I name all the cards as I'm putting them down. And I want you to mentally select any one of these 5 playing cards. Now you have a completely free choice on what you want to select, and it shouldn't feel like I'm influencing you in any type of way. So that's how I usually start off the trick. You kind of want to build, you want to kind of do a slow build up, okay? This is not one of the tricks where you can be like, okay, 5 cards, pick one, we're done. It really has to be a slow build up to give the spectator some time to think. If there's no thinking involved, this trick will not work. So after I mentioned I have the 5 cards here, you have a completely free choice and it shouldn't feel like I'm influencing you in any way. I point out 2 cards. First card I point out is the Ace of Diamonds, and I say, you may think I have the Ace of Diamonds right here centralized, and since it's a very high value card, people immediately think of it, you may think I'm trying to influence you, with this card right in the center. I may or may not be doing that, and you may feel like you want to pick it, you may feel like you not want to pick it, completely up to you. Another card you may notice is the 7 of Clubs. You can see it's the only black card among all 5 cards. 1 card is black, the rest are all red. So this I kind of say to deter them from picking these 2 playing cards. And I would say, I honestly, every time I perform this, no one has ever actually picked the 7 of Clubs or the Ace of Diamonds, okay? So really, you're building them up and guiding them mentally on what you want them to select. So by saying, this is an easy choice, this is an easy choice, it almost gets them to be like, okay, well, if those 2 are easy choices, I'm not gonna pick that. Of course, you run into spectators here and there that are like, oh yeah, that's the one I want, I really wanna pick that. But usually, if you're really walking them through and going through it together, you'll get the results that you want. So you've talked to them about the Ace, you've talked to them about the 7 of Clubs. Now you want to say something along these lines. So I don't want to influence you in any way. I want you to take as long as you'd like and select any one of these 5 cards, but of course keep it all mental. So mentally select one of these 5 playing cards. And you really want to, when you're talking them through this, talk through it fairly slowly. Okay, and whatever card you decide upon, I will present that card to you by placing the pile in your hand. Now, originally, that's not exactly how this trick is performed, but when I do this, I like to have multiple outcomes for this trick, so it'll all work out in the end. So the spectator now will eventually select a playing card, and they'll let you know once they have a playing card selected. Of course, you don't need the rest of the deck. I don't know why I'm holding on to it. But now you can go ahead and pick up all of these playing cards. And what I like to do is I'd like to take the 4 of Hearts, put it on top, and the King of Hearts, put it on bottom. But I also kind of feel like I just go through this mix-up process just because I can. At this point, you have the 4 of Hearts on top and you have the King of Hearts on the bottom. You'll take this and place it in the spectator's hand. So you ask the spectator to put their hand out. They put their hand out like so. And then you place the pile on their hand. And you ask them to name their card, but you want to give them a chance to change what card they selected. Now, if you're very confident, you can say that. If you're not as confident and you didn't feel like you had that connection with the spectator and you were not able to mentally guide them, don't say that, okay? You kind of really have to read the room when doing these kind of mentalism type effects. So you have it there. If they say 4 of Hearts, which generally is the card that people say, if they say 4 of Hearts, you ask them to flip over the top card. And there it is, the 4 of Hearts, and the reveal is fantastic. Now, if they say King of Hearts, you have them flip over the entire packet, and you see the King of Hearts there. Right, so those are the 2 most likely outcomes. I want to say 99% of the time, it works. I can't say 100 because I know for me it's worked a lot, but you know, for someone doing this for the first time or may not be super comfortable with it, I think this will work out very well as long as you guide them through the process. And really the main thing you have to work on for this effect is the performance, it is the pattern. So you want to give them some kind of reason as to why to not select cards, but also not say, I don't want you to select this playing card. And just quickly walking through, we talked them out of Ace of Diamonds, we talked them out of 7 of Clubs. Usually, people do not pick the card that's all the way on their left. So in this perspective, of course, it's on the right. But from the spectator's perspective, it will be on the left. Generally, they do not pick the card all the way on the left. And most likely, they're not going to go with a high value card. So chances are it's not going to be the King of Hearts. So most likely, the selection will be the 4 of Hearts. Of course, you can use any 5 cards you want, as long as you make some kind of story as to why, you know, it may seem obvious to select something like an ace or the only black card. And there you have the 5 card mental force. I'm telling you, the more you practice this trick, the more freedom you give to the spectators, the greater the impact of the effect will be. So let me know down in the comments below what other mentalism type card tricks that you like to perform, and if you did perform this one, what kind of reactions you got. Thanks so much for spending your time with me. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you really soon.